Bryan is really good. He gave me one of his CDs. I wanted to be a singer once, but I can't carry a tune. So I decided to go to school, but college is so hard, let me tell you.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Talking to my new friends.
Okay. Excuse us. Sorry. Come with me.
Okay.
Those aren't your friends. Those are your customers. You can't sit down on the job.
That wouldn't be very nice. They invited me.
Okay. It's not that I want you to be rude, okay? I just want you to do your work. So what you need to do next time is just say, thank you, but I can't talk. I need to work.
That wouldn't be very nice and friendly.
Okay. Sam, do you want to work here?
Well, yeah. Can we discuss it over a cup of hot chocolate? I have the recipe you gave me.
The big challenge is, okay, we want to love men and women that are in homosexuality, lesbian relationships, but what about the homosexual agenda, you know, that's being pushed so hard? What do we do about that?
Well, in all fairness.
That's all over. That wasn't too bad now, was it?
Hey, thanks for tuning into His Place. You know, you hear from us every Tuesday or Thursday or whenever it is you happen to be watching this program in your city, but we want to hear from you. Go to hisplace.tv, just like Keith did, and he said, you know what, I lost a very close friend this spring, the best man at my wedding, but I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I thought I lost a friend forever, one that returned. He's talking about His Place. Had an impact in his life, and I know it had an impact in your life. We want to hear from you. Tell us what you're thinking about the show. Hisplace.tv.
Oh no, it's back! Shut the door! Shut the door! Not again! It's too big to stop! I can't keep it out! More rain! I can't stop weeping! My friend down the street got drained, braced, and waterproofed from J&D Waterproofing. He has a whole new lease on life.
Basement water problems? Don't cry. Call 1-800-VERY-DRY.
Oh, that can't be good.
Call J&D Waterproofing.
What are you doing?
I took an order, and now I'm going to fill it.
Oh, finally. Sign in progress. What did they order?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay. All you need to do is type it in the iPad. You didn't do that?
I forgot. We were having such a nice conversation, and then Bryan sang another song. It's kind of hard to keep track of things when there's so many interesting things going on.
Okay, well, we need to keep track of orders because that's how we stay in business.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how about you go and find out what they want?
Oh, yeah.
So what do we do? I mean, you sound like you're not compassionate if you find yourself standing against, you know, someone's rights, is what it seems. So what do we do about this legislation when, you know, the Bible's very clear that we should stand against sin, all kinds of sin.
Right.
what do we do about this?
Well, I think we need to be careful to stand against all kinds of sin. Let's make sure that we're not standing against homosexuality more than we would stand against other sins that are equally serious, if not more so. Look, let's just be reconciled to the fact that no matter how lovingly or respectfully we take a stand, there will always be some people who will say, if you don't approve of homosexuality, you are being hateful. And there's nothing that we can do about that. But I think on our end, what we do need to do is make sure that we are clear and that we are balanced. If we strive for clarity in our message and make sure it is biblically balanced, both truth and grace, then I don't think we're going to go wrong.
Well, I think from people I talk with, it is hard for them, it's hard for people to show compassion and to not feel like they are condoning. You know, to say, okay, I want to show compassion to the homosexual community, but I don't want people to think that I'm condoning the sin as well.
But you know, one of the greatest examples in the gospel of compassion was Jesus going to the woman caught in adultery who was about to be put to death. And after he had made that famous statement, let those of you who are without sin cast the first stone, and nobody could, why then he turned right to her and said, okay, I don't condemn you either, but go and sin no more. So I think it's entirely possible to show compassion as he did without condoning, which he certainly didn't.
Let me ask you something real blunt, because you were in the lifestyle, you came out of the lifestyle, you're married, have a couple of kids, very happy. Why is this sin, it's like the two big sins, well, three big sins in the church are homosexuality, abortion, and divorce. You know, those are the big three that people freak out about. Why is homosexuality on that list? Why do you think it's so bad compared to other things?
I'm not sure. Now, one thing, it is an unnatural sin, and so it's one that a high percentage of people can't relate to for obvious reasons. Secondly, it is politicized. And I think what a lot of Christians react to is the fact that not only are there individuals who struggle with this, but there's also a whole movement that's seeking to legitimize it. And I think because of that, a lot of Christians are understandably very angry when they hear their kids come home from school and find out that they've been taught that homosexuality is normal and that we should support same-sex marriage. So I think those two elements of it, the fact that it's an unnatural tendency, it's unnatural behavior, and also that it is highly politicized, has left a lot of Christian people very angry and very frightened. And to a degree, I think both the fear and the anger are justified. But then I'm reminded, too, what Paul told the Ephesians, be angry and sin not. If we're angry about sin, let's do something redemptive about it. If we're going to take a stand against homosexuality, we can take a stand against the sin while showing grace and respect to the people who are caught up in that sin. There's the challenge.
How does a person say to someone that is gay, I love you, but I don't, it seems so trite to me to say, love the sinner, hate the sin.
Yeah, I think it's time to retire that particular bumper sticker. It's overused, even though it's accurate. Well, when we're dealing with, say, a coworker or a friend or a neighbor who's gay or lesbian, I don't see why we should be making an issue out of their sexuality anyway. We want to witness to them about the gospel. Because if they're not saved, that's the issue, okay?
That's probably the hard part, is for people to step over, in the church, to step over the issue that, okay, they almost look at the person as they're a homosexual first and a human being second, rather than a human being that God loves, that is battling a sin like all of us battle on a daily basis.
Well, I think that's where we have to really seek God for a Christ-like perspective on people, because here's the truth. We have more in common with homosexual people than we have differences with them. We really do. So I think that just as Jesus spoke with a Samaritan woman about her sin without really focusing on the sin and focusing primarily on their common humanity and on his desire for her to live and to come to truth, that should be our heart towards the homosexual person as well.
Joe, I could literally spend all day talking with you. I mean, there's so, no. Yeah. It's just one of those things where, man, I think we as a church have blown it so many ways. We could have really ministered to a lot of men and women that we kind of turned our backs on, and we could have, but I think there's some that have been really hurt because of our turning our backs on them and not seeing them as men and women that God loves. And but I've got a place to run, and if I don't run it, somebody's, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay?
Yes, you are, Tim.
Yeah.
We have to talk.
Again?
Yeah.
Already? I'm kidding. What's up?
It's Sam. She's sitting with customers again.
Yeah, well, it's great. I sit with customers. I just was sitting with Joe.
It's not the same thing. You're the owner. You're supposed to sit. She's supposed to be taking orders.
Well, it's kind of cool. If she sits there and everybody feels welcomed, then maybe they'll come back.
What?
Well, for lattes, for cappuccinos, for espressos, for all the things.
Yeah, if she actually ever gets it for them. Listen, she forgets the order. She forgets to take orders. She forgets what they ordered. She only knows how to make hot chocolate if she has the recipe.
Well, help her with the ordering, okay? You can do it.
I did. Tim.
Well, do it again. You know what? She's probably having a hard time. Using these iPads, it can be kind of freaky to use it, to get used to it when you're used to writing things down on the pad. So maybe that's part of it. But just help her out with it. I would talk to Bryan here and then get him doing a song for us. And so, okay,
Great.
good. Bryan,
Hey,
man, I am so glad that you came in. Now,
Thank you.
One thing, folks that recommended you to me said, man, this is a right-on guy. He's really cool. He's a good
thank
guy.
you.
But, where's your faith walk, brother? Where are you with the Lord?
Well, for the longest time, I grew up as a Catholic, and I grew up in the Catholic Church, very, very strict.
Okay.
And, my teenage years, I just kind of got away from it simply because of the
Or just being a teenager.
Exactly. So it wasn't until probably my late 20s when I had some friends at a health club that I went to actually say, hey, come to our church and check it out. And I got to tell you, it was the greatest experience of my life. Became born again. And I got to tell you, everything about my life now is clear, because I always tell somebody, there's no two ways about it. You're either in or you're out, and I feel great. I'm just very blessed.
Well, it's really cool. But you're still able to go into different places and play. You still get booked and gigs all over the place, and people can just see Jesus in you.
Well, I think that, let's face it, when you're a Christian, you have that glow about you, and we all know where we're going, and I think that that's the important thing, to be positive and show people that you can be in a secular environment and still have that glow about you, and let people come to you. And you don't want to preach to the choir, you know what I mean? It's bring people to the Lord.
I want you out there, man. I want you out there. If you're singing this stuff and you're great in this whole region. Everybody knows. When you say Bryan Cole, everybody knows that name, and it's just real cool that God has placed you in that, and that's where your heart is. Well, man, I don't want to hold you up anymore. This group will probably eat me alive if I don't introduce you to get you to do a song. What song are you going to do for us?
I'm going to do a brand new song called Love Doesn't Live Here.
Okay, good deal. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Cole is back for us, and he's going to do Love Doesn't Live Here. Love Doesn't Live Here. Let's give it up for Bryan Cole. Woo!
Said it's cold in Arizona. Somehow the canyon doesn't seem quite as wide as the arms that used to hold her every time she cried. Should be heading for Phoenix. Time that she rings us, I'll be on my way home. Love doesn't live here no more. She took it with her when she closed the door. I guess I knew that she'd have to come back, find what she's looking for. She wants to come home. Love doesn't live here no more. Sometimes the distance makes you stronger, and other times it can make you fall apart. But you don't know what love is till it breaks your heart. Yet you still think I'd be waiting, hoping and praying she'll be coming back home. Yeah, love doesn't live here no more. She took it with
his place, his place, his place.
Andy's a young veteran who was injured in Iraq.
What PVA did for Andy was make sure the only thing he had to worry about was rehabbing, getting better.
The PVA helped a lot with, filing all the VA paperwork. If just left to myself, I would make a mess of that paperwork in a second.
I like getting benefits for veterans who didn't know they were entitled to a housing grant or an auto grant.
PVA gives its service officers, gave me the ability to go in there and take care of any problem that young man had. And that's what I did.
I couldn't imagine getting through this without the PVA. I really couldn't.
There was no PVA for paralyzed veterans. I would be one of the many veterans just confused and frustrated.
To support paralyzed veterans, go to pva.org.
To the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the USO delivers the joys and comforts of home, even out here. Find out how you can help at USO.org. The USO, until everyone comes home.
Tim.
Yeah?
I don't understand why you would hire someone with no experience and who doesn't want to learn the job that they were hired to do. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why'd you hire someone like that off the street?
I didn't hire her from off the street.
Wait, you know her?
Yeah, I knew her. Listen, my son worked for her dad this summer, and so I hired her to kind of reciprocate.
Okay. Well, listen, she might be friendly with customers, but she's completely incompetent, and she's just so distracted.
No, I mean, listen, she's going to be great. All you got to do is just give her a little bit of help, and I know the situation. I know what she's gone through. I know the family, and listen, isn't that what his place is about?
His place is about sympathy hiring. I don't think so. I mean, people want to come in here and they just want to relax, and oh my gosh.
What?
Oh, I just realized that, yeah, she's going to be working with Marcus. And working a shift together, oh, and that's just a disaster waiting to happen.
Listen,
I'm glad you find it funny.
It's not that big a deal. I mean, it'll be okay. Listen, you're doing great, and it'll take no time at all before you get her on the right track.
There's not enough track in Amtrak for me to get her on the right track.
It's fine. It's going to be fine. You're going to do a great job with her. It'll work out fine. I've got to go check on some customers.
Thanks.
How long does it take the water in that big coffee machine to heat up?
Are you referring to the espresso machine?
I guess. Why do they call it espresso? Is it because people are trying to express how good it is?
Okay. Did you find out what those people needed?
Sure. Louis helped me. He's really nice. I like him.
Okay. Sam, why do you want to work here? You just don't seem to be the type.
I had to get a job. Everybody has to get a job, right?
I heard you're Tim's neighbor.
How did you get your job here?
Well, I know Tim, but it's completely different.
How is it different?
Because I have a business degree, because I'm qualified, and because I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I don't want to own or run the cafe. I just needed a job.
Okay. I'm not getting anywhere with you, so can I give you some advice?
Like a friend would do?
No, like a boss would an employee. Okay? What you need to do is to type on your iPad the orders before you sit down with the customers. That way, Louis can get the orders going, and we can possibly stay in business here.
Thank you, Abby. I can tell we're going to be great friends.
packing them in here, but I mean, this is one busy
Great here, aren't
place.
they?
It's great. I appreciate it. And you know what? I heard that you do some stuff with vets. What's up with that?
Yeah. Well, you know, my father is a Vietnam veteran, and he goes to the VA here in Pittsburgh, and you know, through that, my management, my record label, and everything, we got involved with the Armed Forces Entertainment, which is awesome. I mean, you know, it affords us the ability to go overseas and you know, perform for the troops.
Wow,
you know,
is that cool?
And to give back. You know, that's the one thing. The first single that we put out, "I'm Coming Home," is about a second chance at life, about coming home. And we actually crossed over the contemporary Christian market with that as well.
Cool.
So it's, you know, it's just got a great message to it, you know, and
Is your dad okay? Everything
oh
okay
yeah,
with you?
Dad's great, you know.
You know, there's so many times where we forget about the vets. I mean, all of us. When I took a trip to Iraq right after we took Baghdad in 2003, and those young men, and just powerful men that standing for this country, doing great things, and I'm just so proud of them. Just so proud
We
of
are.
them.
We are. I mean, anytime I see any veteran along the street, I'm always shaking their hand, saying thank you. I mean, because we, you know, without them, can you imagine where our country would
Wouldn't
be?
have the freedoms we
Just
have.
would not have it at all.
Would not have the freedoms.
Wouldn't have
You know what? Are you? I want you to do another song, but before you do that, I mean, you're talking to me about your faith walk. You talked to me about, you know, everything that's going on with your dad and with vets. What motivates you to do what you do?
Just the love of music and the love of showing people what a positive lifestyle can do. Because so many people look at the music industry and they automatically look at all the bad things about it. What I try to do is just be a positive role model to show people that, hey, you know, you can be in the music industry and you could go out and perform in front of tens of thousands of people, make records every day and all that kind of stuff, but stay positive.
Well, I want to be positive about getting all the people all their coffee.
Yeah.
So I need to do that.
You need to go.
And what song are you going to do?
I'm going to do that "I'm Coming Home" song
Okay.
for everybody.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Cole is back, and he's going to do "I'm Coming Home." Give it up for Bryan.
This is dedicated to all the veterans out there. God bless them all. Well, I was born in the backwoods on a forgotten autumn day. I used to run through the fields. I used to roll in the hay. Thought those days would last forever till they took my home away. I guess someone must listen to me pray, 'cause I'm coming home to a second chance at life, to a second chance at love, to a place where I belong. I'm coming home, and with all I have to give, I will give with all my heart. Well, it's like I've never gone. I'm coming home. Well, I've walked among the lonely, spent my nights inside this shell. I wish someone would just rescue me, come and save me from this hell. And all the pain that I witnessed, all the scars I have will tell, but the lessons that I've learned serve me well. And I'm coming home to a second chance at life, to a second chance at love, to a place where I belong. I'm coming home, and with all I have to give, I will give with all my heart. Well, it's like I've never gone. I'm coming home where the faith and hope surround me. I've got loving arms around me. Whoa, I'm coming home where I'm secure and safe forever. I'll no longer be alone. Yeah, yeah. coming home to a perfect way of life, to a perfect world, to a place where I belong. I'm coming home, and with all I have to give, I will give with all my heart. Well, it's like I've never gone. I'm coming home. Sing with me, come on now. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming. Oh, you got it. Come on now. I'm coming home for our troops. Coming home. I'm coming home.
Pull up a chair and find his care. We'll be here every day in his place. Ba-ba-da-na, his place, his place, his place.
Hey, thanks for tuning into His Place. Isn't that Bryan Cole something else? We're so glad to have him here, and Joe Dallas. If you want more information about them, you can go to our website, hisplace.tv. You want to make sure you tune in to the very next program. Guess what? This is National Adoption Month, and we've got a crazy couple here. They are Robin Heipel, our producer's brother, and his lovely bride, and they have adopted a little one. We're going to find that story, find out ways that you can be involved. Remember, go to hisplace.tv, find out more about the program.